Hello everyone, welcome to the SIMPERION IAS YouTube channel. Let's continue with our mains note series. In today's video, we will cover topic of health, education and human resource of General Studies 1, that is society and social justice. Let's start with the topic of society as a topic of health. Initially, we are given a definition of health according to the World Health Organization (WHO). Then we have covered health and SDG. The SDG 3 talks about health and well-being. Then we are given the facts or data related to the health in India, which covers life expectancy, infant mortality, health expenditure, disease burden, the sanitation, patient-doctor ratio, etc., out-of-the-pocket expenditure, etc. Next, we have covered the Indian constitutional provisions related to the health. Health is a state subject. Please remember this, health is a state subject. Next, we have covered the layers of healthcare in India, that is primary healthcare, secondary and tertiary healthcare. What encompasses primary, secondary and tertiary healthcare we have covered in this diagram. You can go through it. Next, we have covered challenges in Indian healthcare, that is low public health spending, that is expenditure. In India, the health GDP ratio is 3.2%, but what is expected or what is the global average is 6%. High out of the pocket expenditure, etc. We have covered 8 points. So in this video we will only discuss the skeleton, will not discuss in detail. So we'll discuss what need to be studied and what Simperion material covers. I would like to say that the Simperion IAS mains monster material is based on the last 43 years PYQ and the syllabus. We have covered the relevant things, only relevant things that is necessary to exam for the UPSC mains exam. So, and the material is very crisp as well. It is, one second, it is friendly to read, it's friendly to read, it's friendly to reread, it's friendly to revise, it's friendly to recall, and it's friendly to reproduce. See, these are the steps necessary to get very high marks in the mains and come out with the flying colors, that is read it, reread it, revise it, recall it and reproduce in the examination. So after covering, let's continue with the video. After covering the challenges of Indian healthcare, we have covered the government initiatives. See, most of the initiatives, most of the problems, any serious aspirant will be aware of it. So what is necessary to get a high marks or a good marks is to quote facts, quote examples and structure your answer well. Start with a good introduction, conclusion and good points. So these notes will be helpful for that in the general topics like society, like that is health, education, etc. Coming to the government initiatives, aspirants will be aware of schemes like Ayushman Bharat, Pradhan Mantri Jan Arogya Yojana, National Health Mission, Pradhan Mantri Swasthya Yojana, Mission Indradhanush, E-Sanjeevani, Poshan Abhiyan. Poshan deals with nutrition, etc. PM Ayushman Bharat Health Infrastructure Mission, National Program for Healthcare of Elderly, very important. I think UPSC has asked once a question regarding elderly as well, so it's important. So after this we will cover a policy, that is National Health Policy 2017. We have covered 7 important key provisions of National Health Policy 2017. Please go through it. After that we have covered what are the way forward or what are the steps necessary to improve the Indian healthcare. We have given 7 points, and also we have, while giving the way forward, we have covered few of the best practices of the India and the world. We have covered Kerala's example, Japan's universal health insurance model, Estonia's e-health model, Tamil Nadu's PPP model in healthcare, and also the Finland's model for reducing non-communicable diseases. See, this is what will fetch you extra mark. You can go through any material, they dump lot of information in their notes. It is not to the point. and UPSC is about usually writing answers in 150 or 250 words. So you need a crisp content so that you can read them and recall them very easily. Simperion IAS is exactly doing that. We cover only the topics and only the themes that is relevant for UPSC. What is guiding us in making this is the 43-year PYQs. So in the next 2-3 days, today is the 20th September, in the next 2 days there will be a GS mains examination. That is all GS all 4 papers of the GS. Please take 2024 GS 4 papers, compare with the last 43 years PYQ. You will come to know at least 40 to 50% of the questions are repeated, and the questions are coming from the same themes. That you don't have to believe us, you can do it yourself. Do it for your optional. You will come to know 70 to 80% of the questions are directly repeated. So there is no innovation here, there is no invention. Just follow the PYQ, just follow the syllabus. You will clear this examination with the flying colors. Let's continue. Next is significance of primary healthcare to achieve healthcare for all. You can also say that the significance of primary healthcare to achieve universal health coverage. This question I think is asked in the PYQ. And also the next we are given 5 points. Next we have covered significance of community healthcare to achieve the healthcare for all. We have covered that topic as well. So one of the point is whenever the community healthcare or the primary healthcare is very good, it will work as a preventive care. It will be cost effective as it will be a preventive care. The people don't have to do a lot of out of the pocket expenditure in the future, so it will be cost effective. These are very interrelated points. They are very simple points, easy to understand. Just go through the material, read it, reread it. It's very easy to consume. Next, one of the emerging topics and very relevant in the today's context is 10 healthcare problems or the problems of healthcare that technology can solve. The topic like the telemedicine in the remote areas, and managing a lot of patient related data using the new age technology, like the new age technology like blockchain can be used so that the data is safe, because the medical data is very sensitive. So we have covered 10 healthcare problems that the technology can solve. One of the important is telemedicine. Next is right to healthcare. The Rajasthan recently passed Right to Healthcare Act 2022, grant all residents of Rajasthan free healthcare service at public health facilities, making it a first law of its kind of in India. Very important. You can quote these examples whenever you write an answer, or this can be a direct question as well. And very important is like, why did Rajasthan government make an act? As we already discussed, health is a state subject. Health is a state subject. Let's continue with another emerging topic or the new age topic, that is mental health issues. We have covered a data related to mental health issues, the reason for mental health issues in India, consequences of the mental health issues. One of the consequences are productivity loss, suicide, social isolation, increased healthcare cost, unemployment, intergenerational effect. Next, we have covered the challenges of public healthcare to provide a mental health. What is the challenges currently Indian public healthcare faces to deal with the problem of mental health? One of the important reason is Indian public healthcare infrastructure wise, man wise, resources wise, not at all ready. There is a limited mental health professionals, low government funding, and also a lot of people don't approach the healthcare because there is stigma associated with the mental health. Urban rural divide. In the urban areas, mental health, there is some amount of awareness. In rural area, it is completely stigmatized or not given importance. So we have covered all the necessary points. Next is, what are the government initiatives that specifically deal with mental health? We have given 5 points, that is Manodarpan Kiran Helpline, Mental Health Act 2017, National Mental Health Program, District Mental Health Programs. We have covered important points. I think very few material in India. There may be thousands of institutes the big and the small ones. Very few institutes might have covered all these topics with the way we have covered. You can just take all the material and cross check yourself. Next, we have covered way forward, how to deal with the mental health issue. We have even added best practices from the world. UK's NHS mental health funding scheme, Brazil's we have added Australian examples, UK examples again, Kerala examples, I think, the example of Finland, etc. So next is another important topic which I think this question was asked in the 2023, that is suicide among young people, uh, young professionals. So we are given the data, the causes for the suicide among the young Indians. Next we have covered the way forward, like how to deal with this menace of suicide and the mental health issue. Next, another emerging topic, especially it is seen during the COVID and it is seen even today, which is unfortunate, is violence against healthcare workers. We have covered one data, that is 75% of health professions sometime in their career experience some form of violence against them. It is unfortunate. Next, we have covered factors that are leading to violence against healthcare professionals, and also the recent government measures. One of the recent government measure, I think it is done a month back, is filing of FIR within 6 hours of harassment against a physical harassment against a health worker. We have covered 4 points, you can go through it. Next, we have covered a topic of universal health coverage, that we have covered what is the benefit of universal health coverage, what is the challenges India faces to achieve universal health coverage, what are the steps already taken to achieve the universal health coverage, and way forward, what are the steps that can be taken. So there is a very similar pattern. Usually it is cause, consequences, challenges, a way forward, and government initiatives or government measures. Next topic we have covered is National Digital Health Mission, and we are given a key provisions of National Digital Health Mission. Next, there was a discussion and also there was one of the suggestion given by N.K. Singh, the chairman of Finance Commission, regarding shifting healthcare to the concurrent list. Currently it is in the state list, to shifting it to concurrent list. We are given what is the thought process behind it, what is the benefit, what is the negative, etc. Next is sound and adequate healthcare is necessary for social and sustainable development. So why a good healthcare is necessary for social and sustainable development of society and India? We have given 6 points again regarding that. You can please go through that. Next, we have covered one of the very important scheme, that is Ayushman Bharat. We have covered current status of Ayushman Bharat, the features of Ayushman Bharat, significance of Ayushman Bharat India, and what are the challenges faced in implementation of Ayushman Bharat. And next we have covered the way forward, and we have concluded with good conclusion. Next, another important scheme, that is WASH scheme, that is water, sanitation and hygiene. I think this is a scheme of World Bank. I think this question is asked, I think, at least 2 times in the last 10 years in the PY, according to the PYQ. Again, WASH scheme, we have given a status, what is the features of WASH scheme, what are the challenges in achieving 100% of water, sanitation and healthcare, water, sanitation and hygiene, sorry, not healthcare, hygiene, what are the challenges. We are given government initiative regarding that, the Swachh Bharat mission, Jal Jeevan mission is for water, this is for hygiene, and we are given way forward as well. Next we have covered, that is Ayush mission, National Ayush mission. We have given key objectives. Next, another important topic that comes under health is the nutrition. So nutrition, we are given the definition, the current status of nutrition in India, we have covered 5 points, and what is the causes for malnutrition in India. We have divided it into many subparts, that is cultural reason for malnutrition, geographical reasons, economic reasons, political reasons and social reasons. The next we have covered is government schemes to promote nutrition. What are the government schemes? that is Poshan Abhiyan, midday meal, integrated child development, Pradhan Mantri Matru Vandana Abhiyan, that is food fortification. There's also best practices, I think. I think Bangladesh was once doing very well in the food fortification. Yes, in the way forward, we have covered what India can do to deal with this menace of malnutrition. We are given 5 points and also the best practices of the world. In the scale of food fortification, you can see the example of Bangladesh. Next, another important topic is what are the challenges Indian healthcare faces because of increased life expectancy. Currently, the expectancy is around 70 years plus. So, what is the challenges because of increased life expectancy? In increased life expectancy, that is geriatric health issues, that is the problem related to the old age or elderly, the non-communicable diseases problem, the mental health issues, health infrastructure strain, increased healthcare cost, social security gap. All the people are not covered under the health insurance, etc. And we have also given the steps that can be taken to deal with these problems. Again, a way forward, we have covered 5 points. This is it in the chapter of health. We have covered extensively. I think the topic of health and nutrition we have covered around with the around 20 pages. We have covered most of the important issues. We have covered the challenges facing Indian healthcare, important topics if I have to recall again, and what are the way forward to deal with the healthcare problems. Third is the government initiative regarding the healthcare. The fourth point is the problem of mental health. The fifth is the problem of suicide. The sixth is the problem of nutrition, like malnutrition and nutrition. In between, we have even covered the scheme of Ayushman Bharat, National Health Mission 2017, the WASH scheme, and many more topics. Let's continue with the now topic of education. Initially, we are given one of the quote by APJ Abdul Kalam sir, former president. Next, we have covered Indian education system, the layers, the primary education, secondary education, and higher, the different levels of education in India. Next, we have covered the status of education in India. What are the status of Indian education? Current status. We have given the fact regarding that. And next, we have covered ASER report. What are the key findings of ASER report? It mainly talks with the people's learning skills, math skills, enrollment related thing, learning gap, etc. We have covered everything in 5 points. Next, we have covered SDGs and education. SDG 4 deals with education. Next, we have covered Indian constitutional provisions and education. We have covered that 7 points. Education is in the concurrent list. Healthcare is in the state list. Next, we have covered the challenges in Indian education system. We have covered 8 points. We have covered in detail. We have provided a lot of numerical facts and examples to substantiate our points. We have even quoted the reports, Niti Aayog report, economic survey, India skill report, NSO reports, etc. We have covered extensively whatever necessary for exam. Next is government initiatives. We have covered the layer wise. Government initiative for the primary education, government initiative for secondary education, government initiatives for higher education. Next, we have covered one of the very important topics of education. I think without studying this chapter will be incomplete or worthless. That is Right to Education 2009. Right to Education 2009 RTE. We have covered the status of RTE, what is the progress it made in the last 15 years. Status. We have covered what are the important features or provisions of RTE, what are the challenges faced in achieving the goals of RTE, challenges faced, and what are the way forward, what India can do to fulfill the provisions or fulfill the aims, goals of the RTE. Next is the recent one. I think even this question is asked 2 times already in the mains, that is New Education Policy 2020. We have covered the provisions of the policy, positives of policy, and negatives of policy. Next, we have covered the importance of digital technology in education or digital education. What are the challenges of digital achieving digital education? There is a digital divide in the country. The teachers, the human resource, like especially the teachers, are not ready. Like there is already a question regarding how to deal with the learning gaps, lack of infrastructure, etc. And also we have called what are the benefits of the digital education or education through digital technology and the way forward. We are given way forward what India can do, and also we have covered in a pictorial format what are the government initiatives regarding the digital education in India. Government initiatives: the Swayam Prabha portal, Samagra Shikshana Abhiyan, PM E-Vidya, PM Shri, Nipun Bharat. We have covered 5 important schemes. Next, another most emerging topic with the advent of with the not advent with the advancement in the AI technology, what can be the impact? There can be a broader question: what can be the impact of AI on employment, AI on society? But with the while discussing the current topic, what can be the role of AI in making education and healthcare accessible and affordable? It has even positives and negatives. Here we have discussed only the positives. What can be the role of AI in making education and healthcare accessible and affordable? We have covered 5 points regarding the education, 5 points regarding healthcare. Next, uh, there is I think this is the topic in discussion from many years, allowing the foreign universities to set up their offshore campuses in India. So how it can impact benefit India? Foreign institutes in India, the benefits of entry of foreign institute to India, and what can be the challenges as well. What can be the challenges of entry of foreign institution to India? This question is already asked in the mains by the UPSC. Next, we have dealt with the topic of higher education. What are the challenges in Indian higher education system and what are the way forward? There is usually a report by these NASCOM or the industrial bodies that majority of the people, graduates or majority of engineers, are not employable, not employable. So that is one of the problem related to the Indian higher education. How that can be, how that challenges can be addressed? The one of the problem is outdated curriculum, the poor research output, lack of infrastructure, faculty shortage, limited global exposure, and how way forward, how these challenges can be met. And finally, we have dealt with the topic how to improve the Indian education itself. The challenges of Indian education and how to improve the Indian education. We have covered 6 points: uh, curriculum modernization, better teacher training, strengthening the concept like research, empowering the people who want to do research, digital infrastructure, early childhood education, inclusive education. That's for it in the topic of education. Next, we will move on to another important topic, that is human resource. Initially, we have dealt with a topic kind of a demographic dividend or advantage. 65% of India is in the working age, etc. Next, we have covered what is the human development according to the World Bank. Data on the human resource in India. We are given 4 5 data points. Next, SDGs and human resource. SDG 8 very specifically deals is to promote sustained, inclusive, and sustainable economic growth, full and productive employment, and decent work for all. That is sustainable development goal. Deals with full productive employment and decent work for all. Next, challenges of Indian human resource. Government measures to harness the human resource or improve the Indian human resource. And what are the measures that can be taken to make sure that Indian human resource is harnessed in a positive way? The demography becomes a demographic dividend. Next, the linkage between education, skill and employment. We have covered that topic. It's again a PYQ question. That is, education leads to skill and knowledge, leads to employment, leads to productivity, leads to better earning. Again, leads to an education or them spending on more on their family education, etc. So this is a PYQ topic, the relation or linkage between education, skill and employment. Up next, we have covered the topic of, despite India having a significant economic growth. See, in the 1991, India was, I think, a 300 or 400 billion dollar economy. Today, we are almost a $4 trillion economy. Despite having this economic growth, why India still ranks low in the Human Development Index? We have covered that in a 6 point. Next, there is important topic of brain drain. All the people who get a better education, good education in India, premier institution, they leave the country. So brain drain. So we have dealt with data related to the brain drain. What's the advantage of a brain drain? Because one of the important advantage is $100 billion of remittance. See, there is a thought process regarding this as well. India currently gets $100 billion as remittance. The one of the country which grew on the remittance is Philippines. See, very less institute will tell you all this. Philippines, I think growth is, I think they receive around 40 to 50 billion dollars of remittance. If I think currently India receives maybe 2023 latest number is 120 billion dollars. If India can receive 200 to 50 billion dollars of remittance because of Indians moving abroad and getting high paid jobs, that's not bad at all for the economic growth. $200 billion. India's IT export, I think, stands at maybe 350 400 billion dollars. So every year getting 200 to 250 billion dollars of remittance, which no country has done it before in the history of the world, it's a great as well. So brain drain is positive in that itself. I think Kerala is one which is highly a remittance based society. Next is, what are the negative of brain drain? Of course, we lose a lot of talent, highly qualified talent, the engineers from the IITs, the management graduates from IIMs, the people going and studying in the premier institution in the foreign countries. So negatives of the brain drain, and we are concluded with one quote by APJ Abdul Kalam sir. India's real strength lies in the talent and skills of its people. We must invest in education and skills to unleash the potential. So we have already talked about it, the relation between education and skill. Education leads to better skills, leads to better productivity, leads to better employment opportunities, and it is a virtuous cycle. Thanks for watching the video. Please join our Telegram group. We will provide link to our Telegram group in the description. Please press bell button so that whenever we upload a new video, we'll try to upload a new video as frequently as possible. Please press a bell button so that you will receive a notification. And to access all our material, already we have completed a material on world history, post independence, the topic of food processing industries, the topic of inclusive growth, the topic of infrastructure, the topic of land reforms, the topic of regionalism, secularism and communalism, the topic of population related issues, the topic of urbanization related issues and poverty and related issues, vulnerable sections, women organizations. So we have covered almost all the topics. We have almost even completed society and social justice. I think few topics are remaining, of course 2 to 3 topics. So please join our Telegram group, and there are few exciting initiatives, free initiatives coming in the future as well. And more importantly, we believe UPSC prelims and mains is about PYQs. So you can take any year's paper. So the better way to check or verify our strategy is, please just like on the 21st, and 22nd there will be mains of GS1, GS2, GS3 and GS4. Please take the 2024 paper, compare with the last 43 years PYQ, you will come to know the repetition of themes and questions. And already there is a limitation as we discussed this today. This video is uploaded on the day of essay exam, the sixth topic in the essay. With greater, give a man a power to see his character. I think that was a topic of, it's related to Abraham Lincoln's quote. That quote was already asked by UPSC in 2013 GS4 ethics. It was already asked. So that though it was asked in the ethics, essay and ethics are completely different. You have to write for 1000 to 1200 words. I'm not saying when you prepare for ethics you can write an essay, but I'm saying that topic, that quote is already asked. It is not a new quote for UPSC. That quote, particular quote of Abraham Lincoln was already asked. I think it is related to give a man a power and then see his character or judge his character or something. So that quote is already asked. So thank you for watching the video. Please join our Telegram group. Thanks.